I'm starting a new project, an Agatha Christie project. Hi, I'm Annie. And what is this Agatha Christie project I am starting? Well, I am going to read all Agatha Christie short stories and novels, novelettes, and whatever she wrote in publication order. So, and first publication order. So, not really the publication order of the novels. Well, for the novels, I will read them in a publication order of the novels. But when when the stories were first published in magazines, because Agatha Christie also wrote for pulp magazines, I will read them in order which they were published in these magazines. So this will be a list of the 10 first Agatha Christie stories I will be reading. And I must say, I will also be reading the Mary Westmacott novels Agatha Christie wrote. These were romance novels that she published under the name Mary Westmacott. But these were published later, so I will be reading them as well. So what are these 10 first short Agatha Christie stories I will be reading? The first up is The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which was serialized in the Times Weekly edition, and it started in February the 27th, 1920, but she wrote it in 1916. And this is the first Poirot story, so I'm looking forward to reading that. Next up is the first Tommy and Tuppence story, The Secret Adversary, which was also serialized in the Times Weekly edition, and that started in August the 21st of 1921. Next up is a really interesting short story, and that is The Wife of Key Knight. And this is interesting because this is not a detective, this is a horror story. And I didn't know Agatha Christie also wrote horror stories. I did know she wrote romance novels, but not horror stories. And she wrote this story when she was staying in Australia. So this story was first published in the Home, an Australian quarterly, and it was published in the September issue of 1922. I thought this was really hard to find, this story, but it surfaced and it was rediscovered back in 2018 and was published in a short story collection, and in 2019 it was also published in another short story collection, so I managed to track that one down. Well, 1923 was a really productive year for Agatha Christie. She published a lot of short stories. I think most of them were Poirot stories, but these are the 7 short stories that were published first. And these were published in The Sketch, which was a British illustrated weekly journal. On March the 7th, 1923, there was the Poirot short story, The Affair at the Victory Ball. March the 14th, 1923, The Jewel Robbery at the Grand Metropolitan. At March 21st of 1923, The King of Clubs. April the 4th of 1923, The Plymouth Express. On the 11th of April 1923, The Adventure of the Western Star. 18 April 1923, The Tragedy at Marston Manor, and I will be closing this list of 10 Agatha Christie stories with The Kidnapped Prime Minister, which was published in April the 25th of 1923. So you can expect full reviews of each of these Agatha Christie stories in the near future. So keep those pop juices flowing, and I hope to see you in the next video.